going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound, where we're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Thursday, February 29th, 2024. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all the love and support we've gotten at Pickdawgz over the years. I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in to hear my thoughts on the NHL card here on the Wraparound. Doing this video would not have been anything without you guys tuning in, leaving your comments, leaving your likes. So thank you so much for supporting me along the way. If you're looking for my best bets on the board for Thursday's action, head to pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Gonna have some NBA on the board. Got a great card there. Got a great college hoops card. Some NHL gonna be on the board too. The best value of all. You can hop on a daily pass and we can make you some money there, or jump on a long-term pass. Makes the plays a lot cheaper than buying each daily package per day. Those can be a little bit expensive over time, but the long-term passes, they get you the most bang for your buck. So definitely worth something looking into. But that's something that we have, to go on for later on Thursday. We've still got a 12-game NHL card that we're here to break down and here to make some money with. And I can tell you guys there's plenty of money to be made. So what do you say we get into it? You guys know the drill. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game on Thursday's card takes us to the TD Garden, where the Boston Bruins take on the Vegas Golden Knights. And, these two teams, earlier on this season, I could have easily said that this is probably going to be a Stanley Cup Finals preview. But both these teams have fallen on hard times. The Boston Bruins, just 3 wins in their last 10 games. 6 straight games where they've played past 60 minutes. And, while the Vegas Golden Knights have struggled, especially on the road, where they are a sub-500 team this season at 14-10-5, I got to think that kind of, extended amount of hockey could play to a disadvantage for the Boston Bruins here. Some tired legs. I know they're rested coming into this game. I'm not disputing that, but still, Boston, laying this kind of price at home where yes, over the years they've played their better hockey, but still they've won just 1 of their last 5 home games. I think there's value here with the Vegas Golden Knights. The Vegas Golden Knights, can't forget, these are still the defending Stanley Cup champions that are more than capable of pulling out a decision on the road whenever they take the ice. So I'm going to take a shot here on the Vegas Golden Knights plus 136. And hey, if it ain't broke with the Bruins, don't try to fix it. Give me the game to go to overtime as well for the 7th straight game at plus 320. Now we're going to the Nationwide Arena, where the Columbus Blue Jackets take on the Carolina Hurricanes. And this is just a tough spot for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Yes, I know they've been able to provide value as a puck line underdog at home for the most part this season. They are 15-14 on the puck line at home, but tough spot back-to-back with travel. They had a tough game against the New York Rangers last night, and now they have an equally tough opponent in the Carolina Hurricanes who, play their better hockey at home. They are still 16-11-2 on the road, a winning record, and, they've been able to take care of business. They beat Vegas on the road just over a week and a half ago, beat the Arizona Coyotes on the first half of a back-to-back. They just beat the Minnesota Wild, who've been playing some decent hockey as of late. And head-to-head between these two teams, it's been pretty much all Carolina. The first meeting of the season was close. It was 3-2. I look for this one to be a little bit more broken open. I'm going to take the Carolina Hurricanes on the puck line in this one. Now we're going to the Little Caesars Arena, where the Detroit Red Wings take on the New York Islanders. And the Detroit Red Wings, on fire right now. They've won 6 straight games. They're coming off an 8-3 rout of the Washington Capitals in their last matchup. And while the wins won't last forever, and this streak won't last forever for the Detroit Red Wings, as long as we're getting decent prices with them, you might as well strike while the iron's hot. This New York Islanders team, has been a team that's burned a hole in your pocket. If you bet $100 on the Islanders this season, you're in the bottom 5 in terms of money lost. They're down over $900 with the Islanders, betting $100 on them in every game this season. While the Red Wings have you profitable home and away, and you're up over $500 back in them. Like I said, as long as you're going to keep giving me decent prices with the Red Wings in their current form, got to keep rolling with it. Give me the Detroit Red Wings at minus 120. Now we head to the Amerant Bank Arena, where the Florida Panthers take on the Montreal Canadiens as the heaviest favorite on the board, but I think it's justified. The Florida Panthers, they've won 8 of their last 9 games. The last 4 have all been 1-goal games, but I think this is a spot where they break that trend and they get a big win here. This could be a revenge game for Sam Montembeault, a former Florida Panther, but I think that Montreal, a win over Arizona, while it was nice and it snapped a losing streak at 5 games, doesn't move the needle a whole lot for me here. Montreal, they've still given up 4 or more goals in 5 of their last 6 and 6 of their last 8. Florida, a lethal offense. We know this, and it's only a matter of time before they have another strong offensive showing. Like I said, I think the Panthers are just easily the better team in this matchup, and I think they flex some muscle here. I'm going to take the Florida Panthers on the puck line in this one. Now we're going to the Amalie Arena where the Tampa Bay Lightning take on the Buffalo Sabres, and I meant it when I said that I think I'm done with the Tampa Bay Lightning. I know they play their better hockey at home. They have for the better part of the last few years, but the Tampa Bay Lightning getting crushed by the Philadelphia Flyers on the road in a matchup where they had owned the Flyers over the last few years just really tells me that I think Tampa Bay's best years are behind them. The Buffalo Sabres have been wildly inconsistent in their own right, but you look at some of the games they play lately. They're 4-2 in their last 6 games, and even if we go back to just after the All-Star break, they're 5-3 in their last 8. Start back, they've got a 7-0 win over the Kings. They hung around with the Panthers. They lost that game 4-0, but they beat Minnesota in overtime, lost to the Ducks. That wasn't a good one, but they beat the Montreal Canadiens and Columbus on the road, beat Carolina at home in a shootout, a tough Carolina team, and then took Florida down to the wire last time out, losing 3-2 to the Panthers. And like I said, the Tampa Bay Lightning, 5-5 in their last 10 games, but have taken some questionable losses. They've lost 3 straight at home to Florida, Ottawa, and Washington. Give me the plus money with the Sabres here. It's worth a shot. I'm going to take the Buffalo Sabres in this one. Now let's go to Scotiabank Arena where the Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Arizona Coyotes. And if you've been following the morning show, the last couple days we've been talking about hockey, I said that this was probably a spot where the Arizona Coyotes losing streak would end and Toronto's winning streak would end. But Toronto lost last time out to Vegas in decisive fashion. And while I'm not, going back on my word, I think Arizona can compete in this game. I think Toronto's going to bounce back at home. And, because it's not going to be easy. Arizona has had a history of covering the game and, keeping things close in Toronto. I believe they've covered the puck line in 8 straight games in Toronto over the years. But like I said, this Maple Leafs team was playing really well before that losing streak ended. And to lose that game in such humiliating fashion at home, losing it 6-2, I have to think that the Leafs come out a little bit fired up here. I think if they had beat Vegas, they would have come out with their heads a little bit big and would have been a little bit fat and happy, and Arizona could have caught them flat. But we're still talking about an Arizona team that's lost 13 games in a row. The losing streak will end at some point, and would it surprise me if it ended here? Absolutely not. And people are going to say, "Oh, well, you always should stick with your first instinct and stick with your gut." But I just have a feeling that the Maple Leafs come out fired up here. I think they bounce back. I'm going to take the Maple Leafs to win this one in regulation at minus 155. The price is hefty, but, Toronto on the puck line. I don't know if I can get behind them here, like I said, considering that Arizona's covered 8 straight in Toronto. So give me the Maple Leafs in regulation at minus 155. Now we're heading to the American Airlines Center where the Dallas Stars take on the Winnipeg Jets. And I get why Dallas is favored at home in this matchup, but the Dallas Stars are in a tailspin right now. They've lost 6 of their last 7 games. They've scored 2 goals or less in each of their last 5. And as good as the goaltending is for Dallas between the tandem of Scott Wedgwood and Jake Ottinger, I don't know if that's going to be enough, because last time I checked, you got to be able to outscore the other team to win a hockey game. Winnipeg, they're playing as well as they have all season. They've won 4 straight and 7 of their last 8. The goal scoring is there. The goaltending's been there more often than not. They've been consistent pretty much home and away. So have the Dallas Stars. But like I said, we're getting the better team in better form. I should say we're getting the team in better form at a better price at plus money. I'm going to take that any day of the week. I'm going to take the Winnipeg Jets on the money line in this one at plus 112. Now we're going to Bridgestone Arena where the Nashville Predators take on the Minnesota Wild. And another team in the Nashville Predators that are on absolute fire right now. They've won 7 of their last 10 games. They've won 6 straight. They just beat Ottawa 4-1 at home, carrying over the momentum from their win streak. The goal scoring's been staying up, and the defense has been staying up as well for Nashville. Minnesota's won 7 of their last 10. They're playing well themselves. But this is still a team that's around 500, on the road this season. Nashville's about 500 at home. But, Minnesota, they've had some issues as of late keeping the puck out of the net. And I think that Nashville head-to-head between these two teams has owned the recent matchup between the two. So give me the Nashville Predators to take this one at home, minus 120. Now we're going to the United Center where the Chicago Blackhawks take on the Colorado Avalanche. And, this is a mismatch on paper, and I did want to get there with the Colorado Avalanche. And I do think that if I were to pick a side in this one, I would take Colorado on the puck line in this game. But, Chicago's actually played a couple teams tough at home. They've lost back-to-back games in overtime against red-hot teams like Detroit and Winnipeg. They lost both those games 3-2. Fairly competitive, even against the Philadelphia Flyers at home. They lost 3-1. They beat the Colorado Avalanche, beat Dallas on the road, but they've taken some losses themselves. They lost in Detroit. They lost in Tampa Bay. They're still 1-5 in their last 6 road games. So hard for me to get behind the Avalanche here in their current form away from home. So rather than mess around with the side here and what you'd have to pay a little bit of juice and even laying the puck line, I'm going to take the under 6. The scoring issues continue to be there for the Chicago Blackhawks, but like I said, they're still playing some decent defense. The goaltending has shown up in some spots, and I think that's going to be the best way for Chicago to keep themselves in this game is if this is a low-scoring battle. So give me the under 6 here. Probably one of my least favorite games on the board, to be honest. Now we're going to Climate Pledge Arena where the Seattle Kraken take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. And this is an interesting matchup. I mean, obviously these two teams only play twice a year. And head-to-head, it's actually been the Seattle Kraken that's had a fair bit of success in this matchup. They've won 3 of the 5 all-time meetings between these two teams. And the last 4 meetings have all seen 5 goals or less. So I was leaning towards the under 5.5 here. But both these teams have been involved in some high-scoring games as of late. So the under only a lean for me here. I think I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Penguins on the money line, though. We're getting a favorable price with the team that's playing better hockey right now. The Penguins have won 3 straight, and they beat some tough teams in that stretch. They beat Philadelphia. They beat the Vancouver Canucks on the road, which is never easy. So the Seattle Kraken just continue to be inconsistent at home. They have some nice wins at home as well. They beat Boston and Vancouver, but we're getting plus money with the Penguins here. So give me the Penguins here at plus 100 with a lean towards the under 5.5 as well. Now we're going to Rogers Arena for the Vancouver Canucks and Los Angeles Kings matchup. And, this is a tough one because, you got the Vancouver Canucks who played so well at home and the Los Angeles Kings who played so well on the road this season. But Vancouver has simply had the number of the Los Angeles Kings going back a couple of years now. The Vancouver Canucks have won 7 straight games against the Los Angeles Kings as favorites. And while the Vancouver Canucks have been struggling, we're still getting them at a favorable price at home. Like I said, where they've been so good this season. The Los Angeles Kings haven't had the most amount of success over the course of this little road trip that they've been on, and they've lost 3 of their last 4 games. They lost by identical 4-2 score lines against Calgary and Edmonton. I think they take another one here. I'm going to take the Vancouver Canucks on the money line in this one. And our final game on Thursday's card takes us to the SAP Center, where the San Jose Sharks take on the Anaheim Ducks. And battle between 2 of the lesser teams in the Pacific Division, but still a rivalry matchup. And, the San Jose Sharks, while they had turned the corner at one point, they had picked up some wins here and there, coming into the All-Star break and coming out of it a little bit. They've now lost 4 straight at home. They've given up a combined 19 goals in those 4 games, outscored 19-7 in those 4. Anaheim, they're on a 3-game losing streak themselves. But head-to-head, the Anaheim Ducks have had the better of the Sharks in the last few meetings, winning 6 of the last 8 and 7 of the last 10. So, if forced to pick this one, I would lean towards the Anaheim Ducks at the reasonable price on the road. But other than that, not rushing to the window to bet it. But it's worth noting that the Anaheim Ducks actually have a much better record on the road this season, 12-15-2 compared to 8-20-1 at home. Same thing for San Jose, but still 9-17-2 at home this season. Give me the Ducks on the money line to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Thursday, February 29th, 2024. If you like this content, again, make sure you subscribe to our channel and smash that thumbs up and hit the notification bell in the description of this video below to get notified when the newest and freshest content drops here at Pick Dawgz. If you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium, and make sure to let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Good luck.